So, good evening, all. So, I'm Rahul Vikas, and let's start the Salesforce session. So, first of all, we are going to discuss about what is Salesforce and basically where we require Salesforce. So, right now, I'm just sharing my screen. Just all of you just confirm that you can able to see my screen, yes or no. I'm sharing my entire screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. So, first, I am telling my introduction. I'm Rahul Vikas, basically around 14 years of experience in the IT industry. And basically, currently, I am working as a Salesforce architect, basically, you can say. And basically, I have the experience in the developer, uh, the Lightning, FSL, Community Cloud, and the other steps. So, I have done lot many certification on the Salesforce, Java, you can say the AWS, GCP, and many more are there basically. So that is my introduction. And in this course, basically, we are going to learn about the three important things of the Salesforce. So Salesforce is very much big. So it is not like that any technology basically, as I think all of you are in the IT industry basically, and you know that no technology is basically very small. So like the Salesforce also, it's very big technology. And in this big technology, what we are going to learn here, we are going to learn about the admin and app builder, which is a basic part of the Salesforce, and the PD1 and the Lightning. So we are going to learn about these particular two stuffs are there. We are going to go today in the detail of that one. How can you create the org? How can you create the environment? What are the things are basically there? But what are things we are going to cover here? That is which one? The admin, app builder, PD1, and the Lightning. So these are things are there. Before starting the other points of the admin and app builder and the PD1 topics and the Lightning topics, I hope all of you are comfortable in English, correct? Um, it's okay. Can I communicate in English only? Because I know only the two language, English and Hindi. So is it okay for all?
Yeah,
Yes.
No issue. And one more thing I am adding, if anyone has any doubt, basically, please feel free to ask the doubts. There is no problem if you ask any technical related doubt about the Salesforce. So you can don't feel shy or something. Okay, this doubt is small or big. So you can ask any doubt in between, one by one, and you can ask the doubt. There is no issue in asking a doubt. So whatever the doubt, it is small, big, whatever, but ask the doubt if you have. Now, what are topics we are going to cover here in the admin app builder? So we are going to cover the what is CRM, the first, what is the CRM, what is the meaning of the CRM, what is the clouds, what are the PaaS, SaaS, IaaS, what is a cloud edition, environment, sandboxes, licensing, and how can you develop our app basically in the Salesforce. So you can develop any kind of the app basically in the Salesforce, maybe the healthcare app, maybe the construction based app, maybe the institutes app, maybe any kind of the DMart kind of application, and all those things. So we are going to learn first that what is the admin and app builder, and these are the topics basically we are going to be covered in the admin and app builder. So that is these are topics which I basically mentioned that one. These are the topics we are going to be covered. Now, after completing the basically the admin and app builder, basically admin and app builder is what is the heart of the Salesforce, basically, you can say. Now, what is going to be happen? You need to save the data basically according to your requirement, and you can create particular app based upon the particular requirement here. So that is basically the admin and app builder. Now, next topic is within the PD1 and the Salesforce Lightning. So what are the topics basically? Now, admin and app builder, I told, it's the heart of basically the Salesforce. Means you don't need to do any kind of coding in the admin and app builder. But as we all know, many things can't be implemented without coding. So admin and builder, around 70 to 60% of tasks in the Salesforce people can do without doing any kind of the coding. But now there are some tasks which is basically comes in the 40 to 30% of tasks of any application you require to do the coding part basically. So then you have coming with the PD1. So PD1 is similar to any kind of the object oriented programming language basically. There is a Apex where you need to do the coding basically in the Salesforce, and we are going to learn about the Apex where we are going to learn about some kind of the data type. We are going to learn about the collection. We are going to learn about the SQL, which is similar to the SQL. We are going to learn about the DML. How can you go with the queries? How can you work with the testing? How can you work with the particular context variable? What are the sharing mechanism? Which user can see what? How can we? How can one user can see this record? How can a different user can see the other record? This can be done in the PD1. We can do this thing in the admin also, but again, I'm telling the requirement where the requirement is coming from the industry. Okay, that this is the requirement is basically that. So that requirement, if we want to do, which we are not able to do implement basically in the admin and builder, then we are going to complete that one into in the PD1. Now, what is lightning basically? That third is which on the lightning. So lightning is basically the view basically. If you have to go for the view of the lightning, so there are different views. There are the mobile views, there are the desktop views, there are the laptop views, because uh, team has to work on the these three devices basically. So which view and how can you create an application on that particular views, that can be decided by in the lightning. So these are three things basically we are going to cover in this particular session, and we are going to be discuss in the deep with the little bit theoretical but more practical purpose basically. Means what is the meaning? Suppose I am talking about any object. So first I will discuss about little bit theoretical about the object. What is the object? How can you create an object and all this thing? And then we have to go for which in the practical purpose. How can you implement this particular practically? So all the topics are going to be in the practical format. Next thing, uh, which companies are basically using, or which countries are basically using. So basically Salesforce, I will not say anything basically. You can search in the Google. It is the #1 CRM basically. So you can see the fact basically. I'm just taken from the Google only, from the news site, that I don't need to just search anywhere. But you can say it's the #1 CRM, customer relations message management. And basically by the there are lots of CRM basically there. You can see the Oracle CRM, there is SAP CRM, Adobe CRM, there is a Microsoft CRM, but on the top you can see the Salesforce, and this is a 2021 H1 data, and you can just see the data of the 2022 H2 also, and you can find that the #1 CRM is basically the Salesforce is still now. So all the companies basically who are just going to sell the product basically, they are going to use the Salesforce CRM. So that is the meaning. So I will come with the CRM basically, but right now I am just telling the what is the advantage of the CRM and what we would do. What is the job perspective? So these are the job perspectives out there. So there are a lot of jobs, and you can just search. Again, I'm not telling that. Trust me, what I am speaking. Go and search the Google and check what is the job perspective of the Salesforce developer, Salesforce administrator, and Salesforce consultant. So from this course, what kind of career you can achieve, or what the career you can get, that is which in the Salesforce administrator, developer, and which one the consultant basically. So these kind of a career you can go. Now if you go in the marketing perspective only, you can get in means if you're going for the admin ability perspective only, you can get the career in the marketing career, because you are make maybe the marketing representative or something, so you can get the career, but depend upon what's your interest is there, and you can see the salary also, what the salary you are getting. But basically the highest paying things are basically in the admin, developer, and which in the consultant basically. So these are the basically things are in the Salesforce job opportunity. Now, just now I told you that is the highest growing market, and what is the possibility is basically for the Salesforce in 2023. The revenue is basically in lots in the billion basically. This is the figure basically. And again, don't just trust my slides. You can check for the Salesforce opportunity basically in the next 5 to 10 years compared to the any other technologies, basically the Java, .NET, Python, PHP, anything. You can just compare with that one, and you can just know what is the job opportunity and the career bandwidth basically in the Salesforces. Now, this is basically thing. Now, which kind of a certification you can do after completing this course? You can complete the platform developer one. You can go for the platform app builder and the administrator. So these are the Salesforce certification, and I'm not telling that okay, these are the three only certifications. There are lots of certifications are there. As per my knowledge, there are around Salesforce and the MuleSoft more than 40-45 certifications are basically there, and in the Salesforce only around 25 certification or 20-30 certification are basically there. So there are lots of certification there, but if you are going for this particular course, you can go for between the admin, app builder, and the PD1. Now, what is the way of my teaching is what? Basically, when we are covering the particular topics, so when we are going to start the things, basically today I'm going to start with the day one of the batch. And now what we are going to cover here, we are going to cover whatever topics we are going to cover. I will going to discuss first, and then I will give the some assignments basically. So where I need to give the assignment basically, I can give the assignment first, either that is my assignment or basically from the trailhead. I can give this particular assignment. So I will tell you which particular badges you need to complete, what the things you need to do. So you need to do that one. So one request is basically there. Whatever the assignment I am giving, you need to just work on that assignment by your own, because Trailhead is the open platform. You can find the solution basically anywhere, but you will not understand unless and until you are not understanding the concept basically. So you can just go for the Trailhead, whatever the badges I will give, so you can understand the flow also on the daily basis. So my request is what, whenever I am completing the session, I will give one the activity basically that maybe contain the Trailhead assignment or my assignment. You need to cover that one. Also, basically after completing the admin app builder, I will share one project, basically means completing the admin app builder I'm talking about, means this topic. I will do give some project to you. You need to do that particular project in the background basically, and you need to complete that particular project, and if any doubt you can ask. Plus, I am giving some FAQ question basically on the daily basis basically, so which can help you in the preparing for your technical interview for the Salesforce admin, Salesforce developer, or maybe the marketing or the sales agent basically. So that is the things what we are going to cover, what we are going to do it up in the training. I hope all of you are getting this point. If any question, I am open to answer all the question. You can just ask. No question?
No, no.
Okay, great. So now let's go for the Salesforce. Now, what is Salesforce and why we require Salesforces? So for that, basically, I'm opening the notepad, and I'm going for the notepad here. And what is basically the Salesforce is, and why we need to go for the Salesforce. Now, what is first of all the Salesforce is? The Salesforce is the CRM. What is the CRM? It's a customer relationship management, and it is not a product, not a architecture. It's just a view basically. What is a customer relationship management is? You can say it is a process basically. How can you do that? And Salesforce is basically not a CRM. It's a cloud-based CRM. I'm just writing all those things on the notepad so you can able to get more easily. So it is a Salesforce is which in the cloud-based CRM. Now, first of all, we are going for the meaning of the CRM. So you can get the meaning of the Salesforce also, what the Salesforce is doing. Now, I'm opening the paint and I'm asking, suppose I am in the construction business, or I'm in the, suppose, in the retail store business basically, or I'm in the healthcare business, or I am in the educational business basically. Now, suppose I want to sell the product. So suppose right now I'm in the construction business. So what is my product basically? What can be the product? If I'm in the construction business, what is my product basically? I'm a builder. What's my products?
Flats,
Flats, correct? Shops,
commercial spaces, offices.
correct. Now, suppose I want to sell these flats, shops, offices, or maybe land. Example, anything I want to sell. I'm in the construction business. I want to sell these things: plots, lands, flat, offices, office. What I need to do?
Obviously, we'll need a database.
Okay, first you need to do.
Data of the potential customers.
Okay, so first someone told a database. Okay, somebody told a potential customer. So I'm writing the PS potential customer. Okay, anything?
To advertising.
Okay, you need advertisement. You need some marketing, correct?
Right.
Okay, now next.
Sales reps.
That is the user basically. Means they are the people. Okay, but what we want to do? We want a database. We want a potential customer. We want marketing. Anything else?
Collaterals, marketing material.
Correct. Okay. 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 Now, so suppose what I don't know. I'm sorry for that. I'm not able to see the names. So I'm just telling that someone had told they need the database. They need the marketing material. They need the potential customer. Okay. Where I need to save this data? You told the database. I can save. Means suppose I am a small construction business. I can save this data in the Excel sheet. Okay, I can use. But
Yeah.
now suppose I am the Godrej Properties. Now I'm telling the names. Just don't make it like that I'm telling the things, but I'm telling that okay, suppose I'm the Godrej Properties, or I am the big builder basically. So what is going to happen? If I am saving the data, basically my building is basically constructed in the Pune, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, Noida, Kolkata, Bhubaneswar, Bangalore, all places. Now I am saving my data in my Excel sheet. Now what is going to happen? So suppose I am doing a marketing activity in the Bangalore. What is going to
Mm-hmm.
happen? So I'm putting in the Excel sheet one tab, Bangalore marketing activity. Now I am the marketing head, and suppose I put it all the data, and my Godrej CEO is asking the data, but on that day I am on leave. What is going to happen? Can I able to send the data to my CEO? No, CEO is not visibility what I am doing. Okay. Now suppose in the Bangalore marketing of for the Godrej Properties, I got around 1,000 leads, and when I saved my Excel sheet, or when I've done something, Excel sheet is corrupted, or my laptop has some problem, I'm not able to send the 1,000 leads data to my sales team, correct? Because I'm doing the
Mm-hmm.
marketing. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what is going to happen if I'm saving the things in the Excel sheet? There is no visibility for the different team basically. If you can save the data for the marketing or sales or service, there's no different visibility what I'm doing, what my team is doing basically, and it is not visible to that one. And also suppose I want to search how much cost I am getting from that particular marketing. Means suppose my marketing cost is 1,000, and how much revenue I am getting, how many people who are basically my leads I am able to convert into the accounts. Do I have any understanding by the Excel? No, I don't have an understanding. Or I need to create a formula in the Excel. Again, I have to do all these things, and then I have to put that one into the other tab, and then we have to get the all the seats basically. So suppose I'm a the, the big construction company, or I'm a big developer of the basically the construction company. So what I require not the Excel sheet. I want some kind of the tool basically, or some kind of process. So what process basically I would require? I require, first thing is which one? I am doing the marketing for my product, and then I am doing the, from the marketing, what I need to do? Sales for the product, correct? And if there is a problem in the sales who are basically there, it's going to be solved in basically giving the service. So now you you are doing any kind of product basically, maybe the shops, maybe the healthcare, maybe the telecom company, maybe the banking system. All are using this same concept: marketing, sales, service, marketing, sales, service basically. Now what I require here, we require here some process to be implemented. So the marketing, sales, service should be very much correct in the process. Now suppose I am basically done the marketing, I have done with the sales. Now customer has an issue of my the product basically. Suppose my product is the flat, there's some issue basically, some installation problem, or the any kind of the business problem basically. Now if I have an issue, I need to connect with the customer service agent for my team. So that is the service basically, that this is the problem. So what customer service agent will ask, what which flat? So they have the data, because Excel sheet, if you are putting that data, that is not a thing. So we need to make my customer happy with my product. So I want a process. Which process basically I want? I want a process basically known as which in the CRM. That is known as which in the customer relationship management. So this is the process. And what the things are going to come in the CRM? The things are coming in the CRM is first one is marketing, sales, and services. And whatever the product you are talking about, any product in the world, what you are talking about, it will contain these three processes: marketing, sales, and service. Now we need to come together all these things in one place, and that is basically the CRM process. So this is a CRM. Now Salesforce, I told you about which one. It's a cloud-based CRM. Customer relationship means I want to make a distributed. So I want to make the application based on the cloud. So suppose my company is in the Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, or in any of the part of the world. Basically, I'm doing my product, I'm just selling my product, or my construction business is going on. I can access the data from anywhere or any part of the world. That is basically the cloud. So you can access, you can distribute your application any part of the world, and that is can be done by the cloud based CRM. That is the meaning here. So if we want to manage these things, basically I'm just telling you, you have to manage this particular things. You can manage by the help of which is the marketing, sales, and the service. So please go on the mute if you don't have any question. Kindly go on the mute, please. Okay. So now this is the basically the meaning is basically there, the marketing, sales, and the service, and that is basically a CRM. And the, if you want to distribute it, it is basically a cloud-based CRM. Now let's going to discuss about both these things in more detail. Basically, what is going to be happen now. So I'm going for my PPT, and first I am going for what is the cloud computing. What is the meaning of the cloud computing? And the today's topic is what only, what is a cloud computing and how can you work with the cloud computing basically, and then the CRM, and how can you create our Salesforce org basically. So today is the day one topic is basically what? First is which one? what is the cloud computing. Second is which one, what is a CRM, more in detail. And third one, how can you create or how can you just work with on the Salesforce, basically in the salesforce.com. Now coming to the cloud computing. So cloud computing is what? It is on demand availability of the cloud system resources, especially data storage and computing power, without direct active management by the user. That is the meaning. That is a definition basically from the Google. That is, the cloud computing is the on demand ability of the computer system resources, especially the data storage and computing power. Now, what is the meaning of this particular line? Basically, without direct active management of the user. What is the meaning? So I'm just going to give one small example. If you're not understanding the cloud is not a big thing. I'm just giving the small example. Now I'm just giving the example. You need to just tell me how can you do this thing. Now suppose in your home there is a party, and where 1,000 people are coming, or suppose 500 people are coming in that particular birthday party or the marriage ceremony or anything. What you need to do? First tell me.
You need to create a guest list first,
Okay, good.
then send them the invitation, and then
Okay, invitation is basically there for the 500 people. What you need to do then? Invitation is for the 500 people.
Arrangement for that 500 people.
Sorry, Pooja, I'm not able to hear you properly.
Hello.
Yeah. Now your voice
Yeah.
is echoing basically. Sorry, I'm not able to hear you. Yes, please tell me what you need to do. 500 people, invitation is there. Do you cook the food in the home,
We'll
or you
order.
hire?
no,
No. What you'll do?
we will
We
order.
You order or hire some caterer. Correct.
Yeah,
Okay. The first thing is what? You are hiring the caterer. Okay. Now, next thing. Now, caterer require which one? Whatever the utensils, they are all the whatever the requirement is there. You have to hire that particular utensils and all the things. What the caterer requires.
groceries and yeah,
Whatever,
yeah.
yeah, groceries, utensil, and all those things basically. Okay, that is a second and third requirement. Basically, you need to hire all these things. You have to hire some caterer. You have to hire the groceries. Purchase the grocery, and you have to hire some utensils basically, because you are not going to be take the big utensil. You're not going to purchase. You are hired going to do that one. Now, fourth thing, what do you do? 500 people are coming for any birthday party or a marriage celebration or something. You need to do some decoration. So you hire some people to do the decoration, correct? So these things you need to do. So what is the requirement? There are 500 guests are coming. You need to do the arrangement, and you need to hire the caterer. You need to hire the utensil. You need to purchase the groceries. You need to do the decoration, or you can give this one to the event management team. You can do the same thing to the event management team. Okay, they will do all that. Now, coming to the same example with the software industry. Now, what is happening basically? Understand the point. Suppose the things are happening like that. You have a requirement. What? You got one iOS project. I'm just talking about the iOS project from any of the client. You are a IT company. You got the iOS project, and your team is basically sitting. Those developer who know the iOS, they are sitting in the different location or different part of the world basically. Okay. Now you don't have the iOS machine, and you know that this project basically going to be end after 6 months, and you don't know. You require the to purchase the laptop or desktop of the iOS system, or you can pay how much days this iOS project is going to work it out. You have to pay for, but if you pay for the local vendor, what is going to happen? Suppose some people are sitting in Chennai, some people are sitting in Pune, some people is sitting in Taiwan, some people is sitting in California, some people is sitting in the Melbourne, any place basically. You have to just purchase, or you have to just make some people to hire the local vendor laptop or the desktop basically. Now you have an idea. Why can't we go and purchase the laptop basically which is already there online? Or why we are not going to purchase the resource which is online is there? Means we want a laptop basically which is already there, or which instance is already there on the cloud, and I want to purchase that one. Or I purchase means what? How much you are going to utilize, means 6 month, 3 month, 4 month. For that period I will pay how much I am utilizing for that particular laptop. So this cloud provider, maybe I will not tell the name right now, but this cloud provider, you will give the instance of this particular machine on your browser. So suppose your user is sitting in the Chennai location, they can use this instance. Suppose your user is sitting in the some Bangalore location, they can use this instance. Suppose this user is sitting in the Taiwan, they can just see this particular instance and they can work on that one. And they can, if their work is done, they can collect somewhere and put the data there, and they can work. So this all things are there. So what is the thing what we are saving here? We are saving the cost from the local vendor to get the things there basically. So what is the problem? Is there a security problem, the again installation problem, again some data security problem, or whatever the network issue, or whatever things are basically there, internal storage issue, or whatever the things are there. All the problems has gone basically when you are going for give the cloud. So you don't need to maintain anything. User is not going to interact. They need that particular instance, they need that particular whatever the softwares are there basically on the machine, and you are going to utilize that one. Whatever the hardware you want, whatever the software you want, whatever the application you want, the cloud provider will going to be provide you on that particular instance. By what? How much you are going to pay it on that one. So you don't need to think about that one. What is the maintainability? What is the things are there basically? How much you are.
That's data virtualization.
Yeah, data virtualization is also there basically for all the things are basically in the cloud only, so we don't need to think about that. The user don't need to think about that one. So
Yeah.
that all things are going to be provided by the cloud provider only. So that is basically the cloud computing. So means
Okay.
what I mean to say here, we don't need to care. Means the user, those who are sitting in the Chennai location, who is sitting in the Bangalore, who is sitting in the Taiwan, they don't need to think about all the steps basically. They don't need to think about the hardware, software, and which one the application basically. Based upon my
Agreed.
requirement, these are going to be fulfilled by the cloud provider. Any cloud provider.
Mhm.
There is a Microsoft, there is a Azure, sorry, there is Google, there is a AWS, Amazon. So these are cloud provider, and they can provide you depend upon the things are there. So
Mhm.
these are different models are there. So same thing as what the food, what we are, or the capital basically we are getting them some utensil people or the something. So same thing, we can get these things by the help of which one in the software industry by the cloud provider. So it is nothing but renting the hardware plus platform, or renting the hardware plus platform plus software, that is going to provide by the cloud. And what is the time limit? How much extents you are going to use that one, you need to pay for that one. And that is basically the cloud is, and that is the meaning of the this particular line. So what's the meaning of that line? Cloud computing is on demand availability. What is the on demand? Means suppose I want for 1 month or 2 month or 3 month, I want the hardware, platform, and the application software basically, we can do that one of computer system resource, especially data storage and computing power, without that active management by the user. So the user don't need to manage anything, and that is basically the cloud computing is. Okay. Now, what are the different kind of services are there? So in the blue color, what we can see, it is basically in our own premises. Basically, that services are there. Means suppose I have a laptop on my own premises, so I need to maintain all application, data, runtime, middleware, operating system, virtualization, service, storage, and networking. Now, suppose I don't want to maintain the hardware. in my premises. I don't want to maintain the hardware. I want to just rent that particular hardware part, such as the virtualization, server, storage, and networking. This kind of the service in the cloud model is known as which one? The IaaS. What is the IaaS? Infrastructure as a service. That is the IaaS basically. So where I am taking a rent for only for the hardware. And what is the hardware containing? Virtualization, service, or basically the servers, storage, and the networking. Now, next one. What is the example of the IaaS basically? So example of IaaS, if you have heard about the Rackspace, if you have heard about the AWS, these are, or the Google Cloud Computing, these are basically example of which in the IaaS, where the hardware is going to be provided by the these particular things. Now, some people, some user want what? Hardware plus platform. What is the meaning? Suppose you have a hardware, you have a networking, you have a server, you have a storage, you have a database, plus you want the platform, means you want iOS install, you want the Windows install, Windows servers install, Linux install, Red Hat install, anything. So on that hardware, that platform is installed basically, and you want that particular service from the cloud. So means on the cloud side, the things are installed, platform plus hardware, and the software you can able to install on that one. So that is known as within the PS, and PS is basically used for a deployment purpose, because my runtime engine is installed, my platform is installed, my middleware is installed. So it is basically used for the middleware part. So what is the example of the PS? That is a platform as a service, which include the hardware plus platform. Example is which one? You can say the force.com Proco is basically the example of which one? The PaaS basically. You can see the give the example where the hardware plus you can say the platform is coming. That is the example. So force.com is a part of the Salesforce. That's why I'm giving the name. Force.com, when you are going in the PD1, when you're deploying your code basically in the PD1, then you require the force.com, which helps to deploy the code basically. So that is the role of the force.com to use the deployment. So for deployment purpose, we require which one? The PaaS, platform as a service, and which include which one? Hardware plus platform, which require the runtime engine and all. Now next, third one, SaaS, which is known as software as a service. What is service? Software as a service contain? It's include the hardware plus platform plus application. All the things are maintained by which one? The cloud provider. Anyone will be the cloud provider, the vendor. Who will be the cloud provider? Maybe the Amazon, maybe the Google, maybe the Microsoft. These are cloud providers. So they are maintaining all the things. The user don't need to maintain. They just need to open the laptop. They just write the particular URL or whatever the URL is given by the cloud provider. Use the application and complete that one. What is the example? You are using a Dropbox. Is an example of the SaaS, software as a service. You are using the Google Docs or the any other things where you are saving the things basically, or you are creating Google Drive basically, or you are creating using the Google Docs or something where you are just doing some application, you're creating the form, submitting in the Excel, and you are just using that one. So these are basically examples of the SaaS. Plus Salesforce.com, basically Salesforce.com is example of the SaaS, where we got the application also, plus we got the platform also, plus we got the which one? The hardware also. So here PaaS example is which one? Force.com, where we can use for a deployment purpose. But if we want to use the application basically, means application, platform, and the hardware. If you have the OS knowledge, so on the hardware the OS is installing basically, the platform is installing. On the platform, the runtime engine is installing, and on the runtime engine, the application is installing. So, like that way, the SaaS has an application, then the runtime engine, then which one? The hardware basically. So this is going to be example of which one? The SaaS. And Salesforce.com, Dropbox, Google Drive, these are basically example of the SaaS as which one? The software as a service. So here in SaaS, all the things are maintained by which one? The cloud provider or the cloud vendor. In PaaS, hardware plus platform, means till runtime engine, which is basically in the orange in color you can see, is going to be maintained by which one? The cloud provider. In the IaaS, who is maintaining what? The hardware is only basically maintained by which one? The cloud provider, Other things can be come in which in the user end or user need to manage that one. So these are the different, or these are the different model of which one the clouds, IaaS, PaaS, and which one the SaaS. I hope it is clear. If anyone have any doubt, you can just ask. Guys, are you getting the concept? Yes or no? Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
If you're
Yes.
not getting the concept, please let me know if you're not getting the concept. I will repeat it
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Okay, I'm waiting for 1 minute. If you have any doubt here, you can just ask, and then I can go for the next one. What is the CRM? Now, moving for the next one, because I don't, there's no doubt is coming from anyone. So I'm moving for the next one. What is CRM? So I told you, Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM. So just understand it. Cloud-based means it's a distributed, and CRM is what? Customer relationship management. So what is a customer relationship management? What is the definition is written here? Customer relationship management is a process in which a business or the other organization interact with the customer. So that is the process. What is the process contained here in the CRM? It will contain the three process basically. It is related one process with the other thing. Now I'm talking about the process here. First is within the marketing basically. Now suppose you have launched any product. Suppose you launch any building, or you launch any office, or you launch any shop. So just understand the point here. I'm just talking right now in the point of which one the building construction business basically, because I've just taken that example. I can give any other example also if you're not understanding, but I will give this example right now. Now suppose I'm going to go to properties. What I need to do, I have launched, means my one construction site is I'm working on the construction site, suppose in Bangalore location, or in Pune location, or in Mumbai location. What I'll do first, how can I tell my customer this is now come and purchase my product? My product is the office, shop, and the flats. How can I tell my customer?
By advertising,
By advertising, correct. So what other advertisements are basically there?
pamphlet, newspaper,
Correct. Hoardings. Basically in the malls, you are getting one pamphlet. Okay, fill this form. Come, the the things will come. Just check our flat. All these things. Hoardings are basically there. There are some celebrity based marketing are basically there. Lots of marketing techniques are there basically. Now, now I'm just going to my Salesforce org. So because I will tell you how can you create that Salesforce org, but right now I'm just opening my Salesforce org only. Now here I am going for the sales. I will tell you all this thing how can you create, but for understanding purpose right now I'm doing this one. So I will tell all this thing, just understand. Now I'm going for the okay, sorry. So I'm going for the campaign here. You can see here the campaign. In the marketing, I'm doing the campaign. Now, what is the campaign basically? Now, I'm a Godrej properties basically. I will do the campaign. So now, understand the meaning here. I'm doing the campaign. So what is the campaign name? Suppose property fair. So till which it's the active property fair, and it is basically suppose trade show example. And what is the start date? Start date is suppose 6th, and it will end by suppose 12th, means by tomorrow. Now, what I require from the campaign, suppose I am the campaign manager. Basically, I'm the marketing head of the Godrej properties. So what I will tell to the management, what is the expected revenue in the campaign? What is the expected revenue basically we can generate? So suppose I am thinking that okay, the revenue basically I will generate which one? Suppose 5 crores. I'm telling that. Now, budget of a campaign, suppose it's 50,000. Actual cost of a campaign, it will come in the end of the campaign. I'm not going to fill. And what is the response basically? How many response will come? How many people will come? And they will convert into my customer who will purchase my flat. So I will make that, okay, if this campaign is going to happen, what is the response is basically there? Expected response is which one? The 30% of this campaign, and they are going to be convert into my customer. Means suppose 100 people are coming, out of 100. Sorry, you are speaking something with me?
Yeah, I mean, I have doubt about this expected response
Yeah, please.
percentage.
Yeah.
So how do we calculate that? As you said that like 100 people are coming for that particular fair or trade show.
Mhm. Okay. How
So
we calculate? See, basically it's the marketing strategy. Basically, suppose you can think that what is the response means. I can calculate it in somehow means right now. First, when I'm creating this campaign, at the when the campaign is starting, I am thinking only the 30% is there. So when the campaign is ending, maybe it increased to 50% also. But right now, my future plan is
okay,
what?
okay,
It is which one? The 30% basically means I am
30
expecting
percent of 30% of overall footfall in the trade show, or the people coming to our stall.
people come on into my stall basically.
Okay, 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 fine, fine.
Means so for just telling that one name goes with properties. So for understanding it's clear.
Yeah, yeah, I understood. Yeah, yeah, understand.
Getting my point? So now this
Yeah, yeah,
data
yes.
I am putting here. Now I am
Uh-huh.
saving. Okay, now understand. So guys, again I'm telling I will do this thing again, and I will tell you to do that one uh, when you have to create your particular org or the environment. This kind of the environment. I will tell you how to create the org also. Now this is done. Now from the campaign, what we'll get? This is my Salesforce. Means this is the campaign I'm launching. What is the campaign name? Property Fair campaign is there basically. Now what we get here? We get the I'm going in the detail, and you can see this is the all the costs are basically there, and how many leads are created till now? Zero. There is no leads are came in this campaign. Means leads are which one? Potential customer. There are no leads I have came till now in my campaign. Okay, there's no converted lead also. There are all zero. Means what is the right now what we are getting? I'm not getting anything from this particular campaign. Now these are basically things are there in the campaign. Now you can go down and you can see all the things are basically there in the campaign, and you can just check for the property here. So these are campaign here. Now I am going for the lead. I am going for the lead here. Suppose one member has came to my sales office, or somebody has seen my hoardings, or someone has just filled up pamphlet that okay, I am interested to purchase which one? The property basically in the Godrej basically. So what I will do, I will create a lead. So suppose Mr. X, his name is Y, and basically his uh, either basically the lead can be the either the business to customer, we are working in this model, or business to the partner. So when the business to the partner lead is basically there, so I will fill that particular company. So I'm just writing the business to partner, that is a ABC is there, and the mobile information and what. And the next part is written the lead status. So what is the lead status? It is a open, not contacted, working and all. So right now it's the open, not contacted. Means now understand, when you are going to purchase any particular flat, first time when you are going to that particular sales office, or you have seen the hoarding and you just call that particular sales people, or you have gone to the you can say the any mall, and then you are filled some form basically after seeing the ad of the Godrej properties. Means you are the potential customer. You are the potential customer, and basically you are just a customer. You are not the customer basically. You are not purchased a particular flat. You are just a lead basically, and that we are telling that you are the lead basically. You are converted from the lead to account. No, It is not discussed. You are just a lead basically. A lead can be of two type. What the two type? Now, lead can be of two type. Maybe the customer based lead, or maybe the partner. Who are the partner? Customer, you understand. Me, you are all the customer. But who are the partner? Suppose for the Gojet properties, and there are something called ABC Constructs Private Limited. They are telling, okay, I want to purchase the 50 flats on the building C1 example, or I want to purchase the 20 flats in the building C2. So they are my partner. Maybe what they will do? They will sell the flat, or they will take for some office, or what they will do basically. That there's no meaning right now. There's no interested in point, but they are also my leads, and that's why the company is basically there. So in the Salesforce, there are two models: business to customer and business to partner. So that's why the company name is there. So these are basically leads are basically there. So now this is the lead. So what we have created here, we have created which one the campaign, and we have the campaign which one that is the property fair, and we have which one the lead basically. That is basically the, you can see the right now the leads are in the campaign. So these are the two things are basically there here in this one. So now what we need to do right now, we have created a lead. Suppose I want to attach that particular person, what the person XY is there, is basically getting the detail from the property fair. Maybe they have coming to the property fair and they are inquired, okay, what is the cost of the 1 BHK? What are the things that basically we have told about that particular property. Now, these are basically lead from where? The property fair. So I'm dealing with one. XY is a lead from the property fair, and that status is basically there. So right now in this campaign, that is the property fair, how many leads we got? Just 1 minute. I'll just refresh this. Okay, so how many leads we got? Basically, we got the number of the member basically is which one, the one lead is basically there. So this is the one lead here we are getting in the property fair. Now, if we can go here, you can see leads in the campaign are which one? Leads is the leads. They are interested in my property. What the product basically, whether 1 BHK, 2 BHK, office or shop, whatever, they are interested. And these are basically the leads are there. So this thing is managed by which one? The Salesforce. So just understand, this thing is going to be managed by which one? The Salesforce. Now, these leads, suppose they are going to be purchase my flat, maybe the or shop or the office. So this can be converted from the lead to which one? The customer. In the account, we are going to put that particular data. Now, that is a different point. But right now, suppose I am the marketing people. I am doing that marketing. Okay, I'm doing the campaign. I'm sitting in my property fair, in my particular place where the golden properties are basically there. I am just filling what leads in the campaign. It's which one? The one. Now, suppose sales person are basically there. It's sitting in their office. Now they just log into their application or the CRM, and they will see, okay, one lead has came. Okay, they will just tell the sales rep, okay, call that particular lead, trying to convert that particular lead into which one? Customer. That potential customer into which one? The customer basically. How? That time only, within a second, when you just fill the data, when you're talking that, okay, he is interested, he just gone. After some time only, basically we can just connect with that particular person. Okay, what is the thing? Are you interested? We are giving this offer. Suppose I'm giving, okay, 2 BHK, 85 lakhs. No, okay, I'm giving that 82 lakhs only. Just come to the sales office, do the registration. So that is how the things will going to be worked out. Means when the marketing person just filled up detail in the CRM, now the salesperson can just get that particular data immediately. No other time. You don't need to just put in the Excel sheet, or you don't need to see the process. And my management, who is basically the head of the Gojek properties, or any particular sales head or the marketing head or any CEO of the company, they will also log in the portal distributed part, and they will see in this marketing how many leads are generated, how many are converted in my customer, what they are paying, what product they are purchased, what the problem they are facing. All the things are getting in the one place, that is basically in the CRM, and that is basically the Salesforce CRM basically. So you can see the app here. What are the app here? There are, which one we can create our own app also. So there are the inbuilt apps which is already coming, which is a service app, marketing app, sales app, service app, and the marketing app basically, which are basically coming from the when you're going to log in to your system basically. So now this is your Salesforce CRM, which is going to use for which one? The marketing purpose, which is going to use for which one? The sales purpose, which can be used for the service purpose, and many other things we can do with the help of the Salesforce CRM. So this is basically the concept of the Salesforce. It is a cloud-based CRM, and that is going to use it out. Now, how can you create this particular org? So after creating the org, I will go for the question and answer. So you need to go for the developer. You need to go to this particular URL. That is the developer.salesforce.com. That is there, developer.salesforce.com. You need to fill this particular form, and after filling this form on your email ID, there is a login ID, password will come. And when you log in, I'll just show you.
So is this a free access?
Yeah, this is a free access. I will tell you the meaning of the free access. There are different editions are there. So when you got your username, password, and when you change your password and all the things, you can log in and you can get this particular screen. Now, how can you create this particular org? Basically by the help of the developer.salesforce.com. Now I'm sharing this link.
What did you say? What to develop?
Org environment basically. Org
Okay.
or environment. Okay. So I'm just sharing the particular link. This is the way we can develop. Now, somebody asked me the question, is it free? Yes, developer.salesforce.com is a free. But if it is a free, you have the restricted thing. Means you can create only maximum of 4 to 5 user. You can just use the different little bit less service basically. But when you can't able to deploy the application in the real world basically. There are different editions are basically there, which is a paid one. And I will tell you this thing in the later session, but the cost for the per user will be around $30, $25, depend on different editions, $150, $75, like this. So depend upon the whatever the things you want to use it out, you can just check. So I will just show you that also, what is the cost basically. So right now what we are doing, it is a free version because we are learning and we are developing something. So I'm going for the salesforce.com. And here these are lots of products are basically there. So you can also go in this particular one and you can see what is the cost. So right now what we are doing, it's a free version. Please make note, it's a free one. So I'm going for pricing for a different edition. I will talk in the next session number 2. You can see the cost: $25, $75, $150, $300, depend upon the different services. So again, in the cloud also, what I told you, the word pay as you go. So right now we are just learning. So this is a free. For the learning, it's free in the cloud also. But if you want to use for any kind of the product or for the product management, anything, you need to pay. Depend upon what kind of service you want to utilize. So $25, pay $25, or pay $75, or pay $150, and pay $300. So that is the basic things. Okay. I hope you are getting who's asked this question.
Yes.
So right now, again, I'm repeating what I am giving you the link, developer.salesforce.com. It's only for the learning purpose. Okay. This is only for the learning purpose. It's nothing for any other thing. You can't able to deploy anything. So don't think that, okay, we can deploy. No, we can't. We can't do anything. And services are limited. Suppose in the $25, you are getting the all the instance of the service. Suppose 2. I'm just telling you the number. It's not a correct number. if you are going in a developer edition, only one time you can use that one. Okay, that is the meaning here. If you want to use, you can just use in the that particular edition. But right now developer edition, you will get the, you know what is the service meaning, and you can create your service, you can work on the service, but instance will be less in compared to the paid version. Okay. Yes, anyone has any question, you can ask. I am open to for any question. You can ask the questions.
Rahul, I have already have account in Salesforce, so do I need to create a new one, or I need to use that existing one?
See, Pooja, what I will tell, if you have account,
Mhm.
it's good, but we will need to create a, because maybe you have created an any application or something. If you have not created any
Yeah.
application, you have not created any particular service, you can use that
Mhm.
account. But if you have created any application or service, basically, so you can
Mhm.
create a new one. So whatever the things application we will create, we can do in that one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll create the new. Okay.
Yes. Waiting for the others question. If you have question, please feel free to ask. Again and again, I'm telling these words. So if you have any question, you can ask. Okay. So I hope all of you are clear and you are getting the point here. What is the Salesforce? How can you do? So
Yes.
if we if for the next session, what is the topic? Basically, we are going to detail all the Salesforce, and I hope before coming to the next session, all of you have created the account basically in the Salesforce, and you can just see this thing. You just don't do anything. You can just see this. The you can go in the wait. If after that one you can get the mail also, but I'm telling you, you need to go for the login.salesforce.com. I'm sharing this particular URL also. Means after creating the account, you need to go to the login.salesforce.com. Whatever the username and password you have just selected, you need to log in. Means you can click, you can see here this particular screen, you can get here the login.salesforce.com, and you can just enter login, and it will ask for the accepting all the things, accept, and you can see this particular screen. Okay.
There'll be two different logins, developer.salesforce and login.salesforce, like how it works.
So developer.salesforce.com, it's you need to create a developer edition. Okay. That is
Okay.
the addition you need to create. Now you need to go for the login.salesforce.com to use the application basically, or create your own application. That is there. I
Okay,
hope.
so one is a user side, one is a developer side.
No. See, uh, you have a Gmail account, correct? So what you are doing,
Yeah.
you are creating a Gmail things. Okay, but when you have to see the mail, you have to go for which one, the gmail.com. Okay, or mail.gmail.com, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So there are two things are basically there. When you have to see the emails, you have to go for the mail Gmail or mail.gmail.com. When you have to create an Gmail account, then you have to go for the other one. Correct. So that is, so if you want to create a developer edition, you need to go for developer.salesforce.com. And now when the account is created, you will get the mail.
Okay.
You will get the mail here. Which one? The which one? Login.salesforce.com. And you need to write here the username password, because when the account is
Okay, so to create an ID, I have to log in at a developer, and then to look into, I have to log in at a. I get you.
login.salesforce.com. Correct.
Yeah,
I hope it's clear.
yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So anyone else have any doubt? You can ask. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up this particular session.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you. No questions.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay then.
okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Bye-bye.